Hello. Once again, welcome back to a Pup in the Life evening walk today. Well, we record this podcast, and there are many things that we want to share because last week was a pretty busy week for mom. She was going to events, basically, I wouldn't say every day, but almost. And the thing is that once you go to events, sorry, just opening my gates. Once you go to events, you will find yourself getting lots and lots of feedback and having easier interactions with people because you are actually talking with them, so you can empathize with them. You can, be able to make it faster than online for some reason. But this is a topic maybe for another day. Anyways, what I wanted to share for today is actually something that was in our notes while listening to a podcast by Gary Vee a couple of days ago during mom's travels. I don't always go with mom, but I hope she can bring me as much as she can. I am starting to like the train. I hate car rides. I don't know if you know, but I hate them. Anyways, I overheard this podcast thing by Gary Vee, which apparently is one of mom's faves, even though she feels like she has listened so much to him that, to be honest, maybe she's looking for something new now. Anyways, Gary Vee. Gary Vee says one thing that happens to mom quite a lot, which is basically that once she goes and talks with people about LinkedIn, about content, about social media in general, people are like, yeah, but you can say these things, you can do these things because you're Gary Vee, because you're you. And Gary Vee counters with something pretty interesting, to be honest, which is, it's not that I can say these things because I am Gary Vee. I am Gary Vee because I say these things, which is kind of interesting. And so if you use exactly what Gary Vee has said, you say he said, I'm not convincing them because I'm Gary Vee. I am Gary Vee because I convince them. And so the truth of the matter is, it's always very easy to look at people and think that they have made it, they're better, they are, hotter, fitter, better, older, more experienced, so they know better, richer, maybe, usually. But actually, it's not like that. I mean, it's not the way in which you're supposed to compare yourself to other people, because if you think about it, these people have started from somewhere. Now, some of them might have had a head start, maybe, growing up in wealthy family, finding easier means, maybe like living in the midst of the internet era where, finding a reach was easier because for some reason, I mean, you could know how to build websites and you were already a genius, no? But nonetheless, it's not useful to compare yourself to them right now. And imagine that everyone, even the same and the very real Gary Vee, started from basically knowledge zero. He was good because he was consistent and he was proven to be right. And frankly, it's not that he convinces people because he's Gary Vee, or maybe he does now. But at the same token, like, if in a relationship I convince you because I'm myself, but at the same time, sometimes, maybe not all of the time, but most of the times I'm wrong and I don't create value for your business. I am not useful to you. I don't solve your problems. We make a transaction, but you don't find anything really good in that transaction. Then I can have a name as much as I can, but then I will put myself in a condition in which I will not be able to transact with you again. Sorry, the mic is just going everywhere. So basically, there is total truth in what he said, and it's the first time he says it. And trust me, I, with mom, have listened to many of the things he said. And if you think about it, it's not that you are who you are and that's why you convince people. I mean, you have a track record, but you are who you are because you convince people, because you're good enough to do it, and because you have proof that you can do it. Now, I mean, one could say, how can you do it if you're just starting? Well, you agree on taking lots of doors banged on your face and closed in front of you. They slammed upon you because you are willing to learn. But guess what? That's the only way. And I feel very old, despite I'm only 4 years old, by talking like this, because I know it's not fancy. I know it's not the easiest thing to do. It's the only actionable item, easy actionable item, because that's what everybody wants. But it's not like that. And this gave me also some other thing to be talking about events, how every person wants to have it very easy. But in all honesty, you built your company and you built who you are, not because you had it easy. Otherwise, you're not built. That's all there is to say. Anyways, so back to what we're saying. It's true for everyone, whether you have a name or not. But it's easier to get it if you have a name because you've been there. And you know how hard it is to keep a reputation. And you know how hard it is to build it. And you know how not real is that since you have a name, then you have figured it out. Then you have the faster way. Yeah, maybe you have a faster way to leads, but you don't have a faster way into convincing people. Maybe you have a faster way in convincing people because your product is very good or you're very good at talking. This is the truth. That's why good salespeople sometimes are able to sell shitty products, which is not something I advise, but it happens. And so the thing is that it's not that the famous people, the people who made it, are the people who made it. And so that's why they convince other people. They are able to convince them and to become who they are because they convinced so many and they were right. This is also to say that there is sometimes some good and some useful strategies and considerations while you think about faking it until you make it in startup world, because sometimes VC funds are just like big pretends, and investors are sometimes even wannabe. It's just like in any other category. I don't want to shit into investors, but that's what it is. And so it's good to show progress and to be bold and to say that you did this, you did that, and maybe like being good at storytelling what you did. But at the same token, reality just always comes up at your door, and there is no way for you to keep faking if you're not able to then make it. So this is the best review and the best closing out this podcast that I come to do today, because there is no faking it if you don't make it. It only works if you then make it. And if you don't, which is the majority of people, that's why we don't advise and we don't like. Sometimes it's a tactic. I wouldn't say it's a strategy. It simply doesn't work. Well, remember, people are not them because they were able. Yeah, people are because they were able to do it. It's not that they do it because it's them. They might have it easier. It's true. In some things, but not everything at all. And they do it because there is a track record. This is all there is to say. Now, I hope you'll have an amazing Monday. And for now, I'll go back home and send you lots of kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks.